Is child support helpful or hurtful to women? Grab your stick, grab your drink, and let's get into this thing right now. Yeah. It's your boy JD, live and direct to you. You know what it is. Come on and join in. Ha. What up? It's your boy JB coming at you live and direct, and you know what it is. It's the Smoke Something, Drink Something podcast. I'm the Real Cigar Jeff. You can find me on Instagram at the Real Cigar Jeff. You can find me on Facebook at Smoke Something, Drink Something podcast. And of course, you on YouTube, man. So go ahead and hit that like button, mash that subscribe button, turn on that bell for notifications. And if you don't realize it, go ahead and hit that join button. If you're trying to take your life to the next level, you don't want to miss the levels we got over there. Get access to this video early instead of waiting on the commoners to get a hold of this. You can become a Churchill member and go ahead and get into this thing, man. Tonight's topic is child support helpful or hurtful to women? And y'all know whenever I do a topic like this, I got to bring in the hometown hookup edition. Before I get started, some of y'all say, man, Jeff, where you come up with these topics at? Man, these are the topics y'all having when y'all sitting there smoking a cigar. All I'm doing is listening to y'all talk about what y'all going through. We bring it to the podcast to get y'all real people having real conversations. And even though it's for entertainment purposes only, you might get some real solutions, man. Y'all know who I got in the building tonight. He back at it again, man. Y'all know, man. People's Champ is in the building. I'm going to let him introduce himself. Tell y'all what he's smoking on, what he's drinking on, and where y'all can find him on the socials.
As always, thanks for having me, JB. Hey, Rhonda. It's your boy, T.O. Clayton. What's going on? You can always find me on Instagram at T.O. Clayton #1. I'm also on Patreon, The Joke I Didn't Tell. It's getting to like homecoming season here. And I had some visitors come to town, and they left me some Coronas. So sipping on that tonight. I appreciate the B.O.B. And they also left, this is a Leather Rose Torpedo.
Nice.
This is probably one of the more flavorful sticks I've had.
Nice.
So appreciate it. Nice. I'll leave my Cash App later in case any viewers want to support. Yeah, later on. I appreciate it.
I'll link it into the description too, TLC. Ain't nobody gonna click on it when I get it. If y'all click on his without clicking on mine, we got a problem. That's a problem right now. Y'all know, man. He the people's champ. He the people's champ. You know, he one of y'all favorites. That's enough. He one of y'all favorites, man. You know, we gotta give it up for TLC. Appreciate you being on the podcast. And of course, man, y'all know A1 from day one, man. Y'all know I got to have my dog on. She always coming in for the ladies. And I know she gonna represent for y'all tonight. I'm gonna let her introduce herself, tell y'all what she drinking, and y'all see the merch. Y'all see the merch. If y'all, all the ladies out there, TLC, I see your merch right there. Real people having real conversations. I see the mug. Rhonda got the merch on. I'm gonna let her introduce herself. Tell y'all where y'all can find on the socials and what she's sipping on tonight.
Thanks, JB, for having me back. TLC, it's always a pleasure. It's your girl Rhonda. You can find me on IG at RMBLMBT. Tonight, I made me one of my tried and true recipes with my drink. This time, I chilled my glass, but it's a chocolate martini. But I made it with Tito's, my original Baileys, and this thing right here, the new chocolate Baileys.
The Baileys, okay.
Yeah. So that's what's tonight, and of course, a little Hershey chocolate syrup inside.
All right.
Back to you, JB.
Appreciate right. Hey, look, this podcast getting serious. People buying a name brand. Name brand. Yes, Lord. Yes. Always gotta appreciate you, Rhonda, being on. Always gotta shout out the real people on the podcast. You know how that is. The people I really enjoy being on the podcast, not the people who are up here by hook or by crook. Right, but it's and y'all know, Ron, it's true. It's true. He ready to sell me out the moment he get a better offer. He ready to sell me out. He is. Look, he will hold up your glass if you got a podcast too. He will go to the highest bidder. Ain't no loyalty here. Y'all see him over there. Of course, man.
Absolutely.
Y'all know I'm still going through my nub, man. I'm still going through my nub by Oliva,
Mhm.
Habano, and of course, just for TLC, man. I bought out the gentleman Jack tonight.
Okay.
You know, I bought out the gentleman Jack tonight, man. So y'all know I'm sipping on this thing because now I'm sipping on this thing because this topic is real. This topic is real. Is child support helpful or hurtful to the woman? And one of the things y'all got to realize is some of y'all gonna get in this podcast, and remember, this is for entertainment purposes only. But a lot of people are smoking cigars right now because they're so stressed out over child support. They don't know what to do about child support. So I wanted to dive into this thing. Is it helpful or hurtful to women? Because here's the deal. People said, Jeff, how the H you gonna do a topic and none of y'all got no kids?
At all.
That's what gives us the power and the authority to have this conversation. If you in it, you can't think clearly about it. If you in it, we know what your answer gonna be. If you in it, we know what your answer gonna be. Right? So at the end of the day, remember I said last week, single people need to give married people advice. It shouldn't be, I'm single, so I can't give married people advice. Married people always giving single people advice. Married people always telling single people to get married. But single people need to be giving married people advice because you don't want the blind leading the blind. So the reason we talking about this topic tonight, guys, is we didn't realize how many people are going through it with this child support thing. So y'all know how I start off. TLC, when you got the topic, brother, tell me what you were thinking.
You know, I can't even start off with what I was thinking to begin with because it completely shifted this morning. So,
okay.
Yeah, you know, when I first wake up in the morning, I don't really just jump right out of the bed. I kind of like look at my phone first, kind of see what's going on in the world, check the news, that kind of thing. And I looked at my phone and I saw the news, and there was a story that related to this. And what had happened was it was an Amber Alert. You might have seen it, Rhonda, because it's happening in North Carolina.
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah,
There was an Amber Alert. This guy, he felt like his daughter was not being taken care of properly. For his understanding, she was being locked up in a room and just neglected. So he went over to the house. One of the elderly family members who he was related to let him in the house. So he wasn't breaking and entering, but he basically like punched one of the relatives in his face. He grabbed his daughter and he got out of there. Now, that wasn't the smartest move to do, but what was smart was that while he was driving down the road, he called the news station and was basically like driving down the road, telling the news people what was happening. You could hear the girl in the background was like, "Daddy, are we going home?" He was like, no. Yeah, he was like, no, they're not gonna let me take you home. But they finally talked him into taking the girl to the police station, and he had to surrender himself and get arrested. But this story, it brought up two things that clicked into my mind. And the first thing was that when I think child support, I mostly think financial. But child support is actually like the location of the child, who's taking care of the child, the guardianship of the child, the visitation, the scheduling, how often you get to see the child. All of that is comprised in child support. So it did make me think about that, also including with the financial part. And the second thing that came to my mind was that, most of the time when I hear child support in general in conversations, or you watch it on TV, it's always like some deadbeat dad. He don't even know who his kid is. He don't know the kid's name. He don't want anything to do with it. But, a lot of times, it's a good guy. It's a good dude. He wants to be a father. He wants to be a dad to his child. And it almost comes across as the child support system has been weaponized to attack the father and actually get in the way of him being the dad that he wants to be. And so that article this morning has completely shifted my viewpoint in a way of the whole situation. So that's where I'm at now.
Hey, he was the people's champ till he just said all that. All the ladies that just turned against.
I'm just saying it's some good dudes out there that really just want to be in their kids' lives. And
okay.
Sometimes child support makes it difficult for them to do that.
Okay, TLC, that's a good point, man. Rhonda, look, when you got the topic, what were you thinking? Or are you just winging it tonight?
Again, I'm always winging it. Always winging it. But
you know who it is.
My initial thought was that it actually hurts the woman.
Okay.
From my personal opinion. I don't think there's enough money in the world that you could give to someone, because 9 times out of 10 that kid wants both of their parents there. Now, when it comes to certain women, yeah, like, do they necessarily spend that money on the child? Like, we don't know, because once you get that money, it's just like if you give a friend some money, you can't loan it. You just got to give it to them so you won't be all in your feelings and outgrow your friendship.
If you got it alone, you got it to give. Don't expect to get it back.
Right. Yeah, don't expect to get it back. But we've seen too many stories of where it just seems like people who receive a decent amount, or women who receive a decent amount of child support, like, I don't see how they cannot use some of that on themselves and not solely on the kid. But I totally agree with TLC with that child support encompasses all of the things that he listed. But if we're talking straight money to money, I don't think it helps the woman at all.
Hey, look, y'all coming a different route than what I expected. I'ma just be straight up for all my listeners out there. Hell yeah, it helps the woman. It helps the woman turn you into a doormat. It helps the woman turn you into a loser. It helps the woman make you forget about everything you wanted to accomplish. It helps put her in control of your life. And every month you're going to be reminded of the anger you have toward this woman. Here's the deal. It helps the woman, but it hurts the child. It helps the woman, hurts the child. Right. Look, see, I'm going there, guys. Why do you think the government got involved in it? The government got involved because at the end of the day, why does it help her? You've taken a woman that you had a relationship with. Y'all had a fight. Y'all ain't getting along no more. Something went down in the relationship. And I appreciate what you said, TLC. The daughter in the backseat saying, Daddy, are we going home? Because the daughter just sitting here like, Daddy, okay, you got me. We can go back now. Daddy like, no, this one-way trip. This is a one-way trip. I can't go back home. I go back home. The cops waiting on, right?
Yeah.
Now, what's happening is, all that's going to happen is, guys, does it help the woman? Yes, it helps the woman who wants to destroy the man she's mad at. It helps the woman who wants to be capped at being influenced, at being directed by this failure of a relationship that didn't work. That's all. See, when you see somebody who's getting child support, they can't talk about nothing but that failed relationship. And they sitting there. Here's the funny thing about a woman that's on child support. And y'all get down in the comments if you don't agree with me. She mad when the money come, and she mad when the money don't come. when you can pay her, oh, you can pay it and there ain't no problem. And she see you on social media with your other family doing something else or buying something for yourself. Oh no, I got to take him and go get more. Because child support was never for the child. Child support was punishment for the woman or the man toward the person who was the breadwinner. Right? So what we're talking about now, does child support help women? So I just wanted to hit that from the head. We ain't sharing no screen tonight. I ain't got no articles. If y'all do me a favor, Google, does child support help a woman? And even Google scared to say something about it. Ain't nobody gonna touch this topic. Because child support has nothing to do with the child. Child support is punishment with the government's backing to attack the breadwinner, whether it's male or female. But since we're talking about women, the woman goes to the government to make a man take care of her and a child that either he's done with or a relationship that didn't work out. Jump in there, TLC. Let me know what you're thinking when you hear me say that.
Well, I mean, child support started somewhere around the 50s or 60s. I can't remember which. And if you think about like the work industry at that time, most men went to work, most women didn't. They were at home. So obviously it was created to kind of balance things out. If the woman and father separated, there had to be some way that the woman could still take care of herself and the child. So that's why it was originally created. As always, with every institution, things might get a little bit out of hand. I don't care if you're talking about the educational system, tax system, things get out of hand with any industry, any institution. So, I mean, there are flaws with the child support system. I think it kind of helps the woman in that at least she doesn't have to go to the man every single time she needs a payment. She can go through the court system. You don't really know the situations going on.
TLC slide into the frame, brother. I want to make sure that people see you in the middle. There you go. Awesome. There you go. Awesome.
You just want to throw me off my train of thought. But,
no.
What I'm saying is you don't know the situation of what caused.
TLC,
people,
I gotta stop
wait, hold on. It could have been like domestic issues, like battery or something like that.
Right.
She might have left him because she had to, and now you want her to have to go back to him to get financial support. No, that's kind of dangerous for her and the kids. So
most child support issues
women.
aren't that. Most child support issues aren't that. Most child support issues come from when the woman sees you with somebody else. She wants to punish you because she thinks you are not telling that new woman the truth. Most women, TLC,
I don't believe that. Sometimes anybody who
owns child support, get down in the comment. Tell me, did you hit that woman? Tell me, did you do anything physical to that woman? No, she found out you didn't want her no more, and it's fine. You didn't want her anymore. Child support come in when she found out you want somebody else. look, you were giving her money. It wasn't no problem. You were taking care of the kid. You picking up the kid from school. You ain't need to get the government involved till she found out you were with somebody else. So does child support help the woman? Yeah, it helps you weaponize the child against the guy who you were no longer with. Jump in there, Ron, and let me know what you're thinking.
Listen, that's such a tough one because, like, I've seen both sides, and there's truth to. It's no different when a female finds her male whoever cheating. They don't necessarily ever go after the man. They always try to go after the other female, and you don't know what he's been telling her, but like. There is some strong cases where, like, when they see you out, like, your life is like it's going up. And they still right here. And sometimes it can come from that. But I agree with how TLC said how child support came about. But again, when you Americanize something, it shifts everything. And people can take advantage of the system because how your nails done, but your kid looking raggedy. How your lashes looking like you about to float up in the sky, but your kids looking raggedy. So
you know who it is? Ain't on the side of the women. All
her
merch sales
those
just
might
went
be
down.
The outliers, though. Those might be
all of Rhonda's merch sales just went down.
they
buy mine right now.
How about that? But by nature, you have to find a real mature woman that's gonna wish their ex well if there's still hurt there. If there's still hurt there and emotions there, it's gonna be hard for her to be like, oh yeah, we're gonna cheer this guy on while his wife is driving a Porsche and my kid is still over here, like, may not being able to get what they want to get. But I believe if the woman is mature enough, like, child support can be very helpful because the emotion is gone from it. I'm a big believer. Once you put emotion in something, it shifts a lot of different things.
You're not going to disagree with a lot of stuff, but child support is all emotion. They just got the government involved to capitalize off that emotion. Because if it's logic, you don't get child support involved.
If she was a stay-at-home mom and that was the arrangement that they had, what would she live off of if they end up getting a divorce?
But a stay-at-home mom ain't being. See, you got to understand, a stay-at-home mom is not getting. That's not the person taking a person to child support. A stay-at-home mom don't walk away from being a stay-at-home mom. Look, let's be honest. Now, we look at the Real Housewives and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, guys, it takes a lot for a person who ain't working to walk away from a relationship where they have children, because at the end of the day, they're getting everything they want. They're getting everything they want. If you are a stay-at-home mom with children, get in the comments. Let us know what you're thinking. If you're a stay-at-home mom with your children, the man doing everything he can do for you right now. Why you want the government to lessen your pay? Because that's exactly what's going to happen. Go ahead, TLC.
I'm going back to the eyelashes stuff. I'm sure there are, those women out there who are taking child support and buying eyelashes.
Your girl got eyelashes.
See.
He ain't got one, Ron.
No,
he ain't got one.
I'm single. I'm single.
You single? Okay. Single,
yes.
no kids. Okay.
Single, no kids. But just because a woman's getting like child support doesn't mean that's her only form of income. And just because she's buying eyelashes doesn't mean she's using the kids' money to
Yes,
do
it is,
that.
TLC.
No,
TLC.
not in all
TLC,
cases.
stop this, bro.
But
Stop
here's
this,
what
bro.
here's why I'm
Stop
going
this,
this.
bro. We
No,
real people having real conversations,
we
bro.
are. We
You over here
absolutely
making excuses.
No. That's like saying, okay, well, you're getting government assistance for this over here, therefore you can't afford anything. You don't know what other.
If you get government assistance, you shouldn't be able to afford lashes.
You don't know what other income she has coming in. Just because she's buying lashes doesn't mean she's using the kids' money necessarily to buy lashes.
TLC, what if she always had her lashes at the beginning of the month when the child support dropped, but you don't never see it in the middle of the month?
I don't know how women get their lashes or timing of that.
See?
I don't know. I don't know how that works.
Yes, you do. TLC, stop trying to be so sensitive. Stop trying to be so sensitive. Go ahead, Ron. Hold on, Ron. TLC, stop. I'm tired of you right already.
I do believe though, child support, the mother looking like something and looking decent, that is also a part of child support, because this child does need to see someone who is upwardly mobile or mobile, however you want to say it, and can do some things. And if they were used to a certain lifestyle when they were married, then
or
that
dating.
child support,
dating.
Well,
dating.
Yeah, they do go. Yeah. See, I wasn't even thinking about dating, but it's a lot of.
There's a lot of people who weren't even married that had kids. Again, that's why I said it helps the woman, because it weaponizes the government against the man she was with. See, what I'm trying to tell you is this. The child support never goes to the child. And here, if child support was about the child, TLC, if child support was about the child, why not send the child to live with a person who can afford child support? Like, why do you need child support? Why do you get to have a child?
Again, there's other factors that go into that.
Oh my God.
A couple break up. Again, it could be domestic issues. Maybe she got out of the house for her own safety, and now you want her to run back to the guy that was about to murder her.
TLC, for the 1% where that's happening, let's separate those. Real Cigar K, I see you in the chat. These chicks using that money for hair, nails, gas, groceries, and have the child looking like a naughty head. Now, I didn't just demonetize this video by saying naughty head, snot nose. Real Cigar K, you got to keep it clean for YouTube, right? The perspective. Rhonda, she said she'll buy your merch.
No, that's what I said. Thanks for buying my merch.
So TLC, let's separate out these outliers that you're talking about, because the majority of child support cases are out there because the woman. This title is, does child support help or hurt the woman? We'll do a podcast on this, child support help or hurt the man. I said that it helps because now she's weaponizing the government against the guy she's mad at. Like, the child got in the car. TLC, you just told the story in the beginning. The child got in the car with her dad. The child got in the car having a conversation while this man on the phone with the news. So what happens is, now here's the funny thing. The reason why it does hurt the woman, why would you cap a man for giving his child stuff? Because to be honest, the law says once you give this woman this, you ain't got to give her nothing else. Even if they had most men don't show up at the woman's house to pick the child up and say, okay, hey man, give me the diapers and all of that.
You got to meet at Walmart.
Right. So the man, the man has to still pay child support and go get all the stuff. So does it help the woman? Yeah. Her money does not pay for when the child is with the man.
No.
So it helps you, because what happens is, now the child wants some Jordans. Who should that money come from? TLC, who should the money come from? But I can't pay child support and got to pay the extra stuff.
Well,
that was the direction I was going in. Just the price of the.
I couldn't tell.
That's because I got cut off. But if you think about us when we were growing up, we were, a lot of stuff was cheaper back then. You look at prices at the grocery stores now, gas prices, all of that.
You voted for the wrong person, but go ahead.
Everything's gone up, is my point. And just like, I have nieces, and I'm looking at like how much they eat, and that's a household that's together. And I'm like, man, I don't know how my parents used to do it, but then I think, well, I grew up in the country. There was a farm, there was a garden, fruits.
My parents told us we weren't hungry. You just ate. That's what they told us, TLC.
Well, my point is that the lifestyle of today costs a lot more. So of course, that's gonna add
No,
some more to the child support.
The lifestyle. If you look, TLC. If we drove by McDonald's, what did our parents tell us? If you ain't got no McDonald's money, we ain't stopping. Oh, I got burgers at home. We can make burgers at home. How many of us grew up in our era? McDonald's was a treat. McDonald's was for when you acted right. McDonald's was not because I didn't want to cook. We grew up in a situation where our parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles cook. You went to their house, there was home cooked meals.
Right.
Like the fact that we eat out like this now, that wouldn't ever happen. If I call my mama right now and tell her I'm going out to eat on a Tuesday, you ain't got no food in your house. That's what she said. Well, these kids today are already texting their mama from their phone at home, telling them what they want to eat tonight. And it's typically pick me up something from this, DoorDash this. It ain't ever cook me this. TLC. So don't try to act like it's different now. The child is running the house. The child is running the house now, where we didn't get that opportunity to run out. We can't believe how soft our parents are right now. TLC, we can't believe how soft our parents are right now. And so back in the day, there wasn't no child support back in the day. And if it was child support, you didn't know about it. If it was child support, you didn't know about it. We didn't know people on child support because guess what? Even if I ain't like you, now I'm going to drop off the money for you at the home. I'm going to drop off the money at your home. I'm going to keep riding. If here's what we know now. The spoiled child back when we were growing up, that was the one on child support. Because the married parents, we didn't get nothing. The spoiled parents. Rhonda, what you think when you hear me say that?
Listen, again, there is some truth to what you are saying. But I also know, based on the system in which what it was created with, that woman should have whatever she had become accustomed to when taking care of the child. Now, it took two of them to make the baby. But again, if there's one person that makes more than the other, there has to be somewhere to fill the gap somewhere. And if they had to bring the government in to do that, then I see why it had to be done. And when you had it back then to where women couldn't own property, or they couldn't have credit cards, or they couldn't have any of those things back
they weren't leaving
in the 50s and 60s.
But they weren't leaving back then. Only when they became equal did they decide they wanted to leave. And then they say, no, I'm going to punish you when I leave.
Yeah, no,
that's why I'm saying it helps.
It was our generation that got out here and said, F that.
Yeah, look. Our grandma 90, around the 97?
Mm-hmm.
Ain't worked a day in her life.
Yeah.
Ain't worked a day in her life, right? Because at the end of the day.
She knew how to work other things. She knew how to work other things.
Hey, look, they knew how to do it.
Hey, maybe that's why they're getting eyelashes now.
Yeah, my grandma, they need no lashes.
And now, no, Lord, there you go.
Shout out to Mariah Bullock. 1222 Daniel Street.
But now, like, seriously, I feel like your woman is an extension of you. She's a representation of you. If y'all are in a relationship or what have you, then you want her to be looking a certain way. So when y'all split up, you may not care about what she does, but there's still a level of upkeep that has to be done for the kid to be okay and for her to be okay. Because if that mother, ex-girlfriend, wife, whatever, if she's not in a good headspace, child support doesn't mean anything. And we've gotten to the point where, let's throw money at this, or let's throw things at this, instead of dealing with what really is at the core, is making sure that y'all are raising a good kid that ain't gonna grow up to shoot up a school or kill somebody or whatever.
But Rhonda, I think you're making a good point. And I want to just make sure that y'all understand Rhonda's point is it doesn't help the woman. I'm saying that it does from a standpoint of the woman who is weaponizing child support. It helps her. Her goal is to damage that man who she had a child with. It's not about the child. The government doesn't make you check in and say, tell me what you did with that money. If the government cared about the child, the government would make the person who's receiving child support give an account. If I'm a business owner and I got to send my bank statement, I'm going to get you TLC. I'm going to get Red Dog. Look, I know you got people watching, but God, this ain't the TLC podcast.
Yeah, go ahead.
The woman has to understand, if child support was important, the government would make you have an accounting of that money every month, right? To make sure that it's going to the child. if I'm a business owner and every time I send my bank statements to the accountant, they got to make sure every one of those expenses are toward the business. If it's not toward the business, I get taxed at a personal rate. You can't run personal expenses through your business. If you run it through your business, they tax it at a higher rate. So why is child support not treated like that? But as a business owner, every one of those line items on my bank statement, the accountant has to go through and classify it to make sure that it's for business. Now, TLC, you waving your hand. What you got to say now? This friendship ain't working out.
I'm so glad you came to me right now. Because like I said, I changed my opinion when I saw that news article this morning. Originally, that was my thought process. And I had that same idea. How come as a guy or whoever is paying the child support has to pay a certain amount of money, but there's no accounting for the other person? But then when I thought about that, I was like, you know what? The only thing they're going to do is inflate their expenses.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are. All of a sudden, they go into basketball camp.
Not if you got to get bank statements, TLC. Not if you got to get bank statements like I got to give as a business owner.
Yeah, you still can. But guess what? Now you enroll them into basketball camp. Now you enroll them into baseball.
Oh my God, you're so wrong. You're so wrong.
Oh, no,
if I had to account for child support, I'm going back to the man. Because we didn't need that when we were together. We didn't need that when we were together because you knew where the money was going. TLC.
It don't matter where they were at then. I mean, as kids get older, they want to do other things. So you can't stop a kid from saying, hey, I want to play basketball, Little League, or something like that.
Yeah, you can. We couldn't be in the band. Why? No, we can't afford that. TLC. We had approved clubs we could be in. And you know what that approved club was? Something that you didn't have to pay money to be a part of. Do they give you the uniform? Yes. Look, when we had to buy shoes for basketball teams, well, that was
you had to go believe God. You had to wear your brothers.
Yes. Look, you think I'm bullshit? When I was a freshman and Travis was a senior, Travis didn't have shoes. Travis wore my shoes after I played the JV game. Look, that's how it was. Now Rhonda had to get her own stuff because she was the only girl. Rhonda know how it was. Look, when Travis came home from college, Maurice came out and said, what, Rhonda?
I said, that's why I don't have kids.
That's why we don't have kids. When you grew up in a big family, you had to share everything. Man, I'm keeping my money. And at TLC, I'm not disagreeing with you. What I'm saying to you is, don't forget the question of the podcast. Is child support helping or hurting women? For the woman who's decided to cap her existence with this man, child support helps her. Child support helps her because you are so consumed with this man that you've gotten the government involved to get this man under such a thumb that if he stops paying, what happens to him, TLC, if he stops paying child support?
They give him a warning?
Okay, yeah. They give you a warning by knocking at your door to get in the car. Hey, man, I'm going to give you one time to get in this car before I tase you. Right? In Florida, they take your license and all that kind of stuff, right? North Carolina, they used to put you in jail. I don't know if that's the case in North Carolina, right?
I think if you get so far in the rears, they'll put you in jail.
Yeah, right. They put you in jail. So how you helping the child if you in jail? And guess who's leading the way telling them you ain't paying? Because why they going to the court to enforce it? They see you with somebody else spending money with that person. How is that about the child?
To be with somebody else, right? Like you can see, like if that guy got a new job and he somehow posted something nice, which is where social media comes into play, because people always got to show what it is they do or have, especially if it's like a promotion or something. They could just see that. But 9 times out of 10, if they see that guy with someone else, I could see them going. I've heard horror stories on things like that where, like, yeah, like it is just hard. But at some point, I know child support is supposed to go to 18, and I guess to 22 or 23 if they go to college, right?
If they go to college, yeah.
Like if they do all of that, I know that's what they're supposed to be responsible for. But I also feel like over time, if the man is required to grow or to have to increase what he pays, I also feel that mother should at least be showing that she has some upward mobility as well. To say like, oh yeah, I had to go out and get a job or what have you. Again, I always say it's fun making them jokers, but it's hard raising them jokers.
Yeah, because the child goes from being a blessing to being a curse. If you got the government behind you, that child is not a blessing. That child is a curse. TLC, what the hell? What kind of mosquito was that just flew between the screen?
That was a moth.
Oh, sorry, my man.
I know you've been out of the country for a while, but
My bad. My bad.
Gosh.
My bad. I'm saying to you guys that does it help the woman? And I'm gonna tell y'all, I got a rule. You know, I'm a mentor for a lot of people. If I mentor single women, if they on child support, nah, I can't work with you. Because if you're on child support, you can't move beyond the hate that you have for that person. Now, that's just me.
If you're counting on a certain amount of money every month, because let's just be real, there are females, not women. There are females out there that count. You good? You okay?
Love hitting. This love hitting. Go ahead.
Okay, that count on a check just from a dude. And the sad part is they could be wholly married to a whole nother man, but still want that whole check, that child support
you don't
check.
need that check. You could be married to a man that don't care about that check.
Yeah. Like so yeah, and that's why I like how Real Cigar K said in the comments, like, if child support went straight to whatever needed to be paid, whether that's light bill, water bill, if it was like that, I bet child support would be so different, because then you can't inflate, like we were talking earlier about stuff. But yeah, sometimes it's just a matter of spite. And just because somebody has moved on, right? Or you think, oh, I got with this athlete, so let me have his baby.
Or this business owner, or this person from a rich family. TLC.
Yes.
And again, it just look.
No kids.
Like, seriously, like look, just like men love to hunt, women can be on the prowl too, to see who they could get. To see who they could get and to see who they could have. So it's not like you want to bash women. I'm just saying it comes from a place of hurt and disappointment, especially if that man is doing everything that you wanted him to do for somebody else.
And stop right there. You just preach. Right? When you see a man doing something different for another woman, you stop treating that man like a man and started treating him like a child. That's why you want child support. You don't want father support. You want child support, because you want this man to be under your thumb. So yeah, it helps you, because your motive is not for the child. Your motive is to hurt this man. That's why child support helps you.
And that's why I say it hurts.
Yeah, Rhonda's saying it hurts you because you've limited yourself to this man where it didn't work out. And in this dispensation,
or
it doesn't matter that you're a single mama.
Something that he's not. Making this man something that he's not for you, where he will easily do it for someone else.
And why is he easily doing it for somebody else? You saw him doing that same thing for you. Yeah. But you didn't want that because you wanted to make this man a child. This other person he's with is treating him like a man. Now you're going to try to go after him, and you getting the government to go after him, because guess what? You can't go after him yourself without the power of the government. Now, you want to make a man come back? Go out there and start bettering yourself. That man will come back. he will TLC. He'll come back. If you put all the energy into putting him on child support, put that same energy in yourself. I can't deal with no woman that has a man on child support. Not that I don't believe in the fact that child support is necessary for everybody out there. I don't have a problem with people who are on child support. But I know most men are givers. Most men want to make sure that, I'm telling you, Ron, most men, I ain't talking about males, I'm talking about men. Most men will figure out a way to do something for that woman, to let that woman know you are special to me. Now, when the man has a child, if you change, here's the problem when women have children. Mother becomes a priority. Now they want to treat everything in the house like a child. So now the man is looking for an escape, because I didn't have a child with you to treat me like a child.
The man falls back too when a new baby's in the house.
But now I'm going to go there.
So he needs a mother.
Right, look, I'm going to go there, Ron. And TLC, I want you to jump in there, because you're a little quiet over there. Most men right now, and the best part about us, we don't have no kids. When we hang up with this podcast, we ain't got to worry about doing nothing with no kids. This is why we free. We free. Now, for all of y'all who have kids listening to this, I'm about to hit y'all. If you are in a relationship right now, women, listen to me. Get down in the comments. Let me know what you think. Women, listen to me. That man right now is trying to overcompensate being a father because he don't want to be on child support. You might be married to a man. You might be dating a man. And that's going to be a future podcast. Being a good parent does not make you a good spouse. But you got men right now who's so afraid of child support. What are they doing? They got to prep like you gonna take them to court. I got men that I deal with right now who keeping a journal on everything they doing for the kids. So when the woman take them to court when they get divorced, they can say, "This is everything I did." TLC, jump in there, let me know.
That's a little wild. I mean, I'm not saying it don't happen. Maybe so, but I think a lot of times.
TLC, hold on, TLC. Whoa. What you mean it ain't happening? Right now, most married men with kids.
I don't know about most. I don't know about most married men. I don't think most married men with kids. What percentage do you think it is? What percentage do you think it is? I don't think a lot of married men are walking around with a journal.
What married man have you ever heard say, "Man, I love sitting in that parent pickup line"?
What person in general have you heard say they like sitting in a pickup line? Nobody, because it's not fun. But that was my point. That's my point. When you have kids, it's an adjustment. It's a life adjustment. And especially if it's like your first child, you're going to go above and beyond to make sure that child's taken care of. And like you say, it's your first kid, so you don't really know. Like, oh.
TLC, now I can't believe you doing that. You the single man. We the people on the panel right now that don't have kids.
Right.
We done heard all the horror stories of people who had kids calling up.
But again, you're focusing in on the horror story.
You're focusing all of them are horror stories, TLC. All of them are horror stories.
Every guy out there that's got kids is not living a horror story.
Oh, tell me one that ain't. Tell me one that ain't. Because whoever you name, they're going to be like, bruh, I done fooled you. Name me one. Here's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Marriage is hard. Relationships are hard. Now you compound it with a child. Do y'all agree with that?
Well, you compound it with the child based on your tradition. Mm-hmm. If you know that if you get pregnant, you're supposed to have this child, then yes, that is going to be your life. You have to go head on and do whatever. Because again, like I said, it's fun making them. It ain't fun raising them.
Okay, Rhonda, you just made a point. Rhonda, you just made a point. How many fix-it babies do we have out there?
I mean, how many fix-it?
5%? How many?
I've only met one couple in my life that I knew was ready to have a baby, and they just had that baby a few weeks ago.
Look at that, TLC. Now
you most people that have nobody is ready to have a baby until they have the baby. There's no
but I'm
really
saying
instruction manual for babies.
They both want children, like where they both want
TLC, man, what, are you really doing this on purpose? I think you're doing this on purpose because when you listen to this back, you're gonna be like, man, I ain't make no sense.
No, I don't.
Bro, something changed with you.
I don't know anybody that's
the people's champ. The people's champ is changing on me.
I don't know anybody. I don't know one person that doesn't have kids that's ready for a kid when it's time to have a kid.
TLC.
It's like they have kids, and then you adjust.
TLC. No, they wanted to have kids, TLC. They wanted to reproduce. They wanted to have kids. Mm-hmm. They chose this life. Now it didn't work out. What does the woman do? If the woman is weaponizing child support, she now takes this system as a way to hurt the man. What happens when the man get a raise? What happens when the man take the new woman to the Bahamas? You better not ever let that woman see you smiling if you want child support. You better not let that baby mama see you smiling and with somebody else or by yourself.
I know some people that they are divorced with, and have child support and literally have somebody new. And when they go on vacation, they do not post nothing.
TLC, you see that? TLC, you see that? When you own child support, you can't even post that you're having fun. Why?
Yeah, don't tag me. Don't tag me in.
You're gonna get a letter from somebody's attorney saying we want to reevaluate your child support commitment.
Yeah.
TLC. Now here's the funny thing. Most women don't realize because you got this equality thing going on, you got this diversity, equity, and inclusion thing going on now.
As we should.
Most women don't realize that when you decide to be equal, now the man is more in tune with the child than the woman is. You ever seen in the mall? These children don't even want to go to the mama. When did that change, TLC? Look, the mama go to the stroller to get the baby out, the baby throw a fit. The dude over there with the baby bag, the stroller, and carrying the baby. Because the daddy is so afraid of child support, he doing more time with the child. And guess what he neglecting, TLC? He neglecting the mama. See, TLC, we got to have this real conversation. Most dudes are so afraid of child support.
I'm not saying he's not taking care of his child. He's not spending time with his child. he might love his kids. It's not necessarily so he can dodge child support 6 months from now.
TLC, Coho, I got to go there. I saw a meme on Instagram. I got to renew my license. I got to renew my license. They said, what if you had to renew your marriage license every 7 years? Like you had to renew your license. How many people would renew their marriage license, right? If TLC, talk to any married man with kids, if he could get out of that jail for free, that get out of jail for free card, everybody done played Monopoly. The child has compounded every issue. Now, here's the funny thing I hate about child support. Any guy who's on child support, the worst thing about a guy who's on child support, the child looks just like him. He can't deny it. He can't deny it, right? So now you writing this check every month. But even when the child come with you, you got to spend even more money when the child come with you. So what is child support for? Because this money you giving me should take care of all the expenses for the child. I got to end up paying money when you come with me too? How that work, TLC?
I don't think it covers all the expenses. That's what I was talking about before when I said the price of everything's gone up.
Oh, TLC, stop this, bro. You used to work down at the courthouse. When you go to child support court, you got to give out all of the money you making. And you got to give out all of the expenses for the child. Why is it that that number that they make me pay is based on my total income? Why do I have to pay more when the child with me? Why ain't the mama giving me some, hey, Jeff, here go $25 of your money back, buy the child something from McDonald's? Why don't that happen, TLC? See, it helps the woman because it weaponizes the woman. The woman now has the full weight of the government behind you. What happens if you don't pay? And look, I know people love their children, and they are sitting there right now. Why marriages aren't working out? The man got to make a choice. The man got to spend time with his child so he don't get hit with child support. Because guess what? Alimony. So here's what happens. Alimony and child support, you don't want to get hit with a double whammy. So what do most men do? Most men spend more time with their child than they spend with the person they with. And the woman is fine because she got you under her thumb. But when you decide you don't want to sign up for that system no more, then you get that letter. Right? All I want y'all to do, go to rocketlawyer.com. Go to any one of these legal websites and just type in CHI. Everything with child gonna come up. Look, they ready to take that money, TLC. They ready to take that money. Women who are listening to this, I ain't got no problem with women women using the child support system. But what we got to understand is that the reason why women go to child support is because it helps them, not because they in need. Because most women I know can go out and fucking hustle. Sorry for my French. They can go out and freaking hustle. They can go. The majority of women I know can go out and hustle. TLC, they can make that money. The most people who are dealing with child support, and again, I tell y'all this, as a person who smokes cigars, a lot of men who are smoking cigars in the lounge are in this child support system. Why is a man counting down to 18? Why is a man counting down to when college is over? Why would that happen? Why would that happen, TLC? Because this system is ruining them every month. No matter if they had a dip, no matter if they had a situation pop up, guess what they got to pay? What is that teaching the child? Because I know if I have a dip in my income, I got to make adjustments. So this child is getting this money regardless. And that's what I'm telling you, TLC. These outliers that you're talking about, men right now are overcompensating being a parent to avoid child support. Rhonda, what you think when you hear me say that?
I mean, I think that's such a funny line to walk, because if you go to where the root of all of it is y'all both laid with each other, right? Most of us out here are oops. We're oops babies. Like, oh.
Especially last ones.
Uh-oh. Yeah. Or whatever y'all do. I don't know about all that. But what I'm saying is like, it's just baffling to me that two grown-ups can lay with somebody, then they act surprised when they get pregnant. And then then stuff start breaking down. You see it in everyday relationships. Stuff just starts breaking down. Because we don't really want a kid. And then I gotta have one with you. right? If I gotta have one, let me have one with somebody I actually like want to spend my life with, right? Or they do it because their biological clocks are ticking, right? Which is a whole other thing when dealing with child support. So at the end of the day, it comes down to y'all both laid down with each other. This is the result of it. Still, at the end of the day, the kid is going to get the worst end of the stick. But people will always, I'm going to just say this about North Carolina. I think North Carolina always leans the way of the mother, unless she a crackhead.
And even then, they're going to get her rehabilitated.
And they'll find a way.
Because it was your fault she a crackhead.
But not every mother
should be a crack before she met you.
Yeah, like and that's the sad part, because I agree with TLC. With there's some good dads out here that really want kids and all that kind of stuff. But if the mother knows that when she walks into the courtroom, that odds are in her favor, why not ask for everything?
That's why I said it helps her. That's why I said it helps her.
And that's why I say it hurts her, because she has to dumb herself down. She has to look raggedy. She has to limit
herself.
Yes. So, but again, if that's the mindset of that person, then more power to them. I hope they don't grow. Stay where you at.
Any woman, Rhonda, that I hear, anybody who comes to me asking me for advice, and they're a single mom or they're a divorced mom, first question I ask, you on child support or not? And when I tell them, if you on child support, I can't help you. What does that have to do with anything? You've decided what you want. You can't move beyond that.
Mm-hmm.
That's your number one focus.
If her income increase, then child support should decrease.
Goes down.
I don't know if it does or not, because I ain't in that situation. But
yes, it does decrease.
It's just a touchy subject for me, because I could see both sides of it, but it just seems like now most of it is exploited, and you do have the men that really want to be a part of their kids' life, but you also have those deadbeats that's just out here dropping their seed everywhere. That raggedy seed.
But guess what though, Ron? I'm glad you said that. Those guys who are dropping their seed everywhere, you got to understand, a giver needs a receiver. There's a lot of women who are attracted to men who dropping their seed everywhere.
Absolutely.
Right? Now, why am I going there with you guys? And TLC, I want you to jump in there.
I was about to jump in there, but
no, go ahead. Sorry, no, go ahead.
I was gonna say, so what I've heard is that if you have like multiple women with multiple kids and you're on child support, they take out less because they got divided up amongst your kids. So I think that's why some guys have multiple kids or multiple women. Yeah.
And guess what? And guess what though? And look at what we're talking about. We're talking about guys who are dropping their seed get a benefit from the government because they take out less. And here's what happens. When the man figures that out, I just need to go get more women pregnant. And here's the sad part. That man ended up meeting somebody that he actually loves, and now the child support system comes after that relationship too. Then they come after the woman you decided to be with.
Absolutely.
Right? Because child support is not for the child. Child support is to punish you for not staying. That's why it helps the woman. It confirms her anger, and it allows her to stay in a constant state of anger. And guess what, guys? The biggest department of any courthouse is DUI and child support. You ain't ever waiting long in the DUI court and child support court. You ain't ever waiting long. They got plenty of people working there. They got plenty of people working at TLC. So I think that a lot of people got to understand, why are we with no kids talking to y'all? Because people with kids, I'm tired of y'all calling me trying to tell me why your thinking work. It don't, bruh. Like, look, at the end of the day, I'm so glad that when I go to a restaurant with the person I'm with, we ain't got to get the high chair and the damn coloring book to keep them busy. Look, ain't nothing worse, bruh. Ain't nothing. Y'all ever been look, we don't have kids. Don't it piss y'all off when we go to a restaurant and the baby start crying?
Yes.
Right? And they just so glad to be out of the house, they don't even realize that they ruining everybody else's night. Right? And so what happens is any restaurant that runs a special that kids eat free, I don't go. I can't go, bro. I cannot go. Because them kids are there acting a fool because you just want to get out of your prison and make me, and you want to tell me that's a blessing? How are your children a blessing? And I'm watching you Hey man, let me call you back. Why can't, man, we used to talk when the moment I call. Why can't you talk now? How is that a blessing?
They outgrew your relationship.
Rhonda, look, when we were growing up and that phone rang, we ain't had no call ID. Hello? Oh, let me speak to your mama. Oh, everybody knew to get quiet. Every child knew to get quiet. The child don't ask for nothing. Y'all go follow Randy Pyron on Instagram, man, when he tell you what happened when what's a child's responsibility when a grown-up answer the phone. And how the parent don't talk to you, they just snap their finger or they move their fingers and to get you to shut up. You don't talk when a grown-up is on the phone. Mm-hmm. Well, now call somebody today who got kids. Kid walk right up to the parent. Hey, daddy, can I have this? Can I have a treat? I'm on the phone. Can I have a treat? What?
Oh, yeah, like that dog.
Look, the kid come asking for a treat. How that work, y'all?
Snack. Oh my goodness.
How many times you want a snack? Now, look, guys, when y'all hear us talk about this, we not knocking children, right? We not knocking children. The child is innocent in this. But a relationship now is struggling because once y'all had the child, y'all wanted to have a child, but you didn't have a plan for yourself once the child came. All these things, you talk to people who, man, I want my child to have this, I want my child to have that. Okay, what did y'all want to have in marriage, or what did y'all want to have in dating? And they never discussed that once the child came. And now when you ask these people, they've centered everything around their kid. I'm telling y'all right now, as any married person, why they stay with a child. And it's because they're avoiding child support. And guess what? The woman telling you, I'm going to take you for everything you got if you leave me. So now you got a bunch of men who's sitting here saying, I don't want to make that much because I done the child support equation. Google right now, in your state, put the state name and put child support equation. That thing gonna pop up what you gonna owe. And everybody who think they gonna check that woman, when they see that equation, TLC, nah, man, she ain't that bad. Yeah, brother. TLC, when you do that equation, and I hate it because without men having a vision.
It could be for people that don't have kids. That could be for people who don't have kids too.
That's true.
Right? Like maybe they got married because you know.
Rhonda, you got some of the most talented men out there that's so afraid of child support. And why are they afraid of child support? Because they know the woman they with will weaponize it. You see, it ain't. Look, there's so many men out there.
Why choose that woman though? Why choose that woman? Like why
because
even go that?
We operate flesh and blood. We operate in flesh and blood. That's why we chose that woman. And what I'm trying to tell people is, we grew up in the 70s and 80s. If you look, how many times you go to school, we didn't know that somebody had a daddy outside the home, because when it was time to show up, the daddy showed up. And he might not have been at home every night when nothing was going on, but all the big events, that joker was there. And guess what? At the end of the night, what did daddy do? Man, let me take a little something, go get you something to eat. The best part about having a daddy in the house, the daddy teaches the child real life. The daddy knows that all you want is money. The older you get, and here's what happens, ladies. If you got a baby on child support, the child ends up loving the person who paid the child support more. Because the person who paid the child support more is giving them money. What you need when you become an adult, TLC?
Love.
Yeah, no. Yeah, that's why I need to find a new panel. Hey, look, anybody who nobody look, TLC, you ain't never said I need more.
You said that with a straight face too.
And you ain't never heard that man say he wanted love from his parents. This man never wanted love from his parents. Like, look, man, look. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all, ladies, is this: child support gives you power as long as that child is young. The older that child gets, that child starts thinking more logically. Who they start going to? They start going to the person who paid the child support, not the person who enforced child support. What do you think when you hear me say that, TLC?
Just again, going back to the topic itself, does child support help the woman or hurt the woman? Overall, I think it helps the woman just because she doesn't have to go directly to the man. She can just go through a third party. But that's my opinion.
And guess what? That third party getting their cut before they send it. That third party getting their cut before they send it, because that check come to them, then they process it and send it. And that's why the third party loves to have people on child support. Sees them making money off of you. Caesar don't want you to work it out by yourself. Cause guess who ain't getting paid? Come on, TLC Rhonda. Now look, y'all know we done went a little long tonight. TLC, I know I just came to you, but what's your closing argument for tonight? What's your closing thought for tonight for all the ladies who considering putting their man on child support? Because does child support help or hurt women? We're gonna do another child support. We're gonna do another child support one. Does it help or hurt men? And then we're gonna say, does child support help or hurt relationships? Because what's happening, some of y'all stuck in a relationship because you don't want to pay it. Some of y'all done the equation and like, man, I'm gonna go ahead and stay with this crazy chick, man. I'm gonna just go ahead and put up with it. Why is the divorce rate so high? Because once these children turn 18, people are leaving. TLC, what's your closing thought for the night, Rhonda? Then we coming to you.
Like I say, every institution has its own flaws and loopholes, and child support is no exception. There's going to be people who exploit it regardless, but I think overall it helps women just because, again, they don't have to go directly and deal with someone they don't want to necessarily deal with. That's just me.
I think that's a horrible take because when they were together, they didn't have to have nobody, a third party, get involved.
Yeah, but they separated for a reason, though.
Why did the man change? Because she changed. Why did the man change? Because when that woman becomes a mama, she got to understand she's still a girlfriend or a wife first. The child came second. And that's why most homes fall apart, is because the spouse or the person you had the baby with, and for all y'all guys, the woman gave birth, you gave life. I'm getting into my closing statement. The woman gave birth, you gave life. Ain't no woman get pregnant without you choosing to get her pregnant. She gave birth. Just like right now, I got a wall socket in my house. That wall socket ain't bothering me. But when I go get the mail in and plug it in, I'm the one who plugged it in. The female socket didn't do a thing. It was just sitting there available. Hold on, Rhonda. Go ahead with your closing.
I don't even know what we did tonight on this call.
I just know
I know my drink gone. So my my final thought is child support does hurt women. Ladies, don't limit yourself. Don't limit yourself. You can make way more money than what any man could give you out of his little pitiful check if you applied yourself. Back to you, KB.
And yeah, look, y'all know my closing thought. I'm gonna be honest with y'all ladies. If you've decided this man is the best you can do, it helps you. If this is the best you can do, your life revolves around him. You don't think nothing else matters. You don't think nothing else exists. You want to make sure he's not with anybody else. And that's all you can do. It helps you. Because that's all you got going for yourself. We did a podcast on our toxic relationships, the best relationship. If you toxic, yeah, it's the best you can do. Now, you going to decide that you want to put up with all the things that go along with that. Now, the three of us don't have children, but the three of us deal with a lot of people who do. And for all y'all who out here saying they don't have kids, so they can't tell me nothing, that's exactly why you in the position you in. Because guess why you go to the bank? Because you don't have enough money to do what you do. You go to, why? The bank ain't got the expenses you got. The bank got enough money to give you a loan because you don't have enough money to do it. So for all y'all talking that the three of Hometown Hookup Edition don't have no kids, they can't tell me what to do. We just spit straight logic to y'all. And this is why you in the position that you in, because once you had children and once you got in these formal relationships, you don't think logically anymore. We just three people telling you logic. The only female on the panel said it doesn't help you. Now y'all gonna get down in the comments or y'all gonna talk to your friends and say she don't understand and she don't care. We're gonna be on the same podcast next week talking about it again or talking about something with relationships, because that's the whole perspective, guys. Does it help you? Yeah, it helps you. It helps you weaponize the government against a man who has decided to leave you and hates you so much that they rather pay the consequences than to be with you. So no matter what they do, they decided they don't want to be with you. You can get them locked up. You can take his license. You can do all that. But you've decided to put that cap on you. And here's the best part. When they get older, they still going to love the person who gave child support versus the person who receives child support even more. Because once they hear the truth about what happened, they stop listening to you. So it helps you temporarily. But I'm gonna go with R&B LNBT on this. It hurts you long term. And y'all know what it is. It's the Smoke Something, Drink Something podcast. Man, I'm the Real Cigar Jeff. You can find me on Instagram at The Real Cigar Jeff. You can find me on Facebook at Smoke Something, Drink Something Podcast. Of course, you're on YouTube. If you haven't done it already, mash that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn on that bell for notification. Do me a favor, man. Look below in the merch. Look below in the description. Get the merch. Support the channel. Hit that join button. If y'all want to get this video earlier than all the rest of the commoners out there who waiting for 3 or 4 days, if you hit that join button right now in that Churchill, you going to get this thing tonight. You ain't got to wait for all the people who ain't going to get this wisdom until Friday when we drop this thing, man. And I'm going to tell you, I got to thank my panelists. TLC, let them know where they can find you at on the socials, brother.
On Instagram at TL Clayton #1. On Patreon, The Joke I Didn't Tell.
Man, appreciate you being on, Rhonda. Let them know, man, where they can find you at on the socials.
On Instagram at RMB LMBT.
Man, and y'all know what it is. And until next time, we gonna holler. Yeah. It's your boy JB, live and direct to you. You know what it is. Like and subscribe to.